Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you've not seen any of my videos before, thank you for tuning in with me today. In today's video, I'm going to be filling out my goals for 2021 and also reflecting on 2020, whilst laying out any concerns I have for the year ahead. The supplies I'm using in this video are the Scribbler.Monstera dotted notebook, the Tombow mono drawing pens in sizes 1 and 3, a grey Crayola SuperTip, and a grey Stabilo fine liner. If you want to see how I initially set these pages up, I'll leave a link in the cards to my 2021 setup video showing my minimal green and grey theme I've chosen to use throughout my journal on other spreads that aren't month specific. Without further ado, let's get started with filling in my goals for the year ahead. To start with, I use my grey Crayola SuperTip to add the beginning letter of each of the categories I've chosen. I've kept things quite simple and decided to split my goals up into 4 categories, so personal, university, YouTube and my journal. For each category, I've assigned 3 goals or broader aims I want to achieve or at least get better at throughout the year. Using my Tombow mono drawing pen in size 3, I'm writing the category titles over the top in a small cursive lettering style. I then use my Stabilo grey fine liner to add a small separation line between the categories and goals. For all of the main writing, I've used the mono pen in size 1 as it is really fine and sits well under titles. For my personal goals, I'm aiming to exercise more regularly, so I've set myself a reasonable target of 3 times a week, which I'll monitor using my health and wellbeing tracker as created in my 2021 setup. I'm also aiming to help bring down my anxieties and worrying by tracking my moods and mindset each day. I've created a spread in my January setup which tracks this monthly. I'll leave a link in the card so you can watch it afterwards. My final personal goal for 2021 is to focus on healing and self-growth. To do this, I'm aiming to practice a lot of self-care, much more, which happens to be a specific goal for me this January as well. I recently bought some skincare products to give my skin some much needed TLC, and for Christmas I was given some candles and incense which will help me stay calm and feel cosy in the miserable January weather. Moving on to my university goals now. These focus heavily on me achieving high grades but also about my future studies as well. It would be absolutely amazing to achieve a first overall in my degree, but to reduce the stress on myself, I've chosen just to focus on getting a first in my dissertation. If I do end up getting a first overall, I'll be so proud of myself, but a 2-1 overall and a first in my dissertation would be a real achievement for me too. After I graduate, I would like to go on and do a master's, so I'm looking to apply for some courses in the coming months, and hopefully I'll receive some offers as well. Finally, I want to start getting my assignments done around a week in advance so I don't stress as much and can get the work in on time to allow for any technical issues that often come with online submissions. The next category of goals are for YouTube and my Instagram. It's to be expected that I'd like to see some growth in my channel, and in the past month my channel has really boomed, achieving over 150 subscribers after the release of my 2021 setup, which has been my most popular video to date. To help me improve my growth, I need to be much more organised, so one of the first things I'm aiming to do is create an upload schedule. At the moment I can realistically do about 1 video a week, so I can fit filming and editing videos around uni work and looking after myself. To help achieve a regular schedule, I have included a content planner in my January setup, which has been really useful, so I'll definitely be including one every month from now on. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me and your kind words of encouragement in the comments. Knowing you like what I'm doing and being able to interact with you is just adding to the motivation to create more content for you to enjoy, whilst allowing me a chance to be creative and share my journal with you. The last category is for my journal. It may seem strange to include goals for my journal, but for me it is really needed, as I have in the past few months been so overwhelmed with making my journal look overly artistic, making spreads really complicated, often taking longer to make them than I would even be using them for. This worry about perfection takes away from the purpose of the bullet journal system for me, so I'm going to be using much simpler themes and simple colours so they are easy to keep and much more enjoyable to use. Is it just me that has this problem? Let me know if you struggle with perfection down in the comments below. I'm sure there's lots of us that are struggling with this. To finish off my 2021 goal page, I add in a green shadow around the title box to keep it consistent with the rest of my annual spreads that I've set up in my 2021 bullet journal. Now we're moving on to my Reflect Respond page, which I think is one of my favourite annual setups I've created so far. I'm using this page as a place to write down the things I'm proud of in 2020, as well as the things I'm grateful for. It was a tough year for all of us, so it's important for us to focus on the good things that happened, and also to put in perspective how lucky we are to have the things we do and the support of people around us in our lives. It's a good way to practice self-care and can help reduce worry when you just breathe and think about all the things you've achieved and why you're awesome. The people who love you can see it, so you should as well. For me in 2020, I'm really proud of starting this channel and its Instagram page. If you want to see more content from me, I try to post daily on my Instagram account, which you can follow at Gweni_Tamara. I had wanted to do something creative for such a long time and fell in love with watching other people create their journals over time lapse, so I decided to bite the bullet and do it over August. Because of the restrictions in the UK, it meant I had plenty of time on my hands, so I could film and edit to get started, and now I feel like I'm really starting to find my flow and editing style. I also reached 100 followers in September and founded a new society at uni. I also did really well on my second year exams and have really good overall grades. If I can keep up the good work this year, hopefully I can get a first overall. I'm so grateful to my friends and family who have really been caring and supportive in this difficult time. And living in Cornwall throughout these awful and strange circumstances is such a wonderful privilege. I've still been able to get out and about in nature and see my family. That isn't the case right now, but without the technology I have access to, I wouldn't be able to stay in contact with them so easily. I'm also really thankful to the staff at uni who have been really helpful and supportive with my academic stress, which had become almost life-limiting. I was sleeping all the time, not eating and not leaving the house, but I'm in a much better place than I was, and that is thanks to their support. If you do start to feel like you're struggling, please do reach out for help, whether it be a friend, a family member, a teacher or a doctor. They're there to help you. The new year is a perfect time to reflect on some self-growth ideas for the coming months, so I've used this improvement section to summarise my broad overall goals. This year I want to become more active by trying to exercise 3 times a week, but also to get some fresh air every day. Getting out and about can work wonders for your mental health. Even just stepping out of your door is a good way to feel better, even if it's just a tiny bit of productivity. Sometimes leaving bed can be really hard, so even opening the curtains and your window is a good place to start. I find I'm a very future-oriented person and I like to plan ahead, so just being in the present can be really difficult for me. I'm learning now that I need to take each day as it comes and just relax and enjoy the present moment. The future is always coming, but the here and now fades away, so I don't want to miss any spontaneous things that come my way. If there's an exciting opportunity, I'm going to pursue it and see where it takes me. Obviously I still have my overall future ideas and plans, but I'm just going to start appreciating and being present every day. This also gives me the perfect opportunity to start prioritising my mental health and practicing self-care, which is really a positive use of my time and is definitely a form of productivity. If you don't invest in yourself, you'll find it draining and difficult to help others. As they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. Finally, I've written down some worries for the year ahead. I know that may come across as unproductive or negative, but this is actually a way for me to see what I'm anxious about now and work on them to prove them wrong as the year goes on. 2020 brought its own set of challenges, and 2021 still has some of those concerns here, especially in the UK. I've experienced some personal issues in the past few months, so one of my worries is that my anxiety will get the better of me to the point where I don't want to do anything, or I won't be able to do anything with my studies or keep up with my YouTube channel. But I'm not going to let this happen again. But if I find I do start lapsing, I now have methods to control it and get myself back to my normal self. I am also pretty concerned about another term of online learning, which is much more draining than an in-person lecture, but it just isn't safe for us to be in lecture theatres and seminar rooms right now, so Teams and Zooms will have to do. I've been using my journal and a desk planner to make sure I attend all my classes and my meetings so far for societies. In addition, I'm anxious about finding and applying for master's courses and also the impact of the pandemic on my education, both now and in the recent future. But I'll adapt and it'll work out in the end. I hope you enjoyed setting up these spreads with me today. Let me know what your goals are for 2021 down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments down below. Don't forget to click the bell to be notified when I make a new video. For other updates and behind the scenes extras, you can follow me on Instagram at Gweni_Tamara. Thank you for watching, and I'll chat with you guys next time.